We are finally doing it, getting away from the bass and doing some crappie fishing. I know you guys have really been wanting to see some of this, so we are out here. Huge shout out to Sharps Outdoors hooking us up with all these BrushPile jigs. We are doing crappie fishing. We got our little fish measurer right there. Ooh. How big is that one?
10.5.
10.5 incher. Yeah, we got a whole assortment of colors, very generous of them. We got some green chartreuse, pink, orange, blue, red, and I'm actually going to start off with this ghost hunter right here. It's white and chartreuse because we are fishing crystal clear water. We're probably not going to keep any, probably just catch and release for this evening. Glad to get out here and chase something we don't normally. Again, huge shout out, big thanks over to Sharps Outdoors, located right here in Decatur, Illinois, hooking us up with all these BrushPile jigs. It's nice and overcast right now, about 5 p.m. We got about 2.5 hours to fish. Thankfully, it is not blowing 20 miles per hour. The weather has been pretty crazy out here in April. And yeah, should be an awesome day, so stay tuned and let's see how many more big crappie we can pull out. All right, on this rig, this is actually one of my first fishing poles ever. I've had this thing for like at least 10 years old, and thankfully it has not broken on me yet. But I believe I have 8-pound test mono on here. Small bobber with about 4 feet of line down to this light jig head, ghost hunter, chartreuse and white, soft plastic. Also, we got a nice chop on the water, so that's making that bobber constantly move up and down a little bit, adding even more action to this soft plastic. Where I just casted it, it's probably at least 10 feet deep, maybe more, 10 to 15 feet. And there's a lot of grass in here. Like I said, super clean water. Oh, got one. Fish on. Is that a crappie? Yes, it is. Finally. Here we go. First crappie, guys. Crushed the BrushPile jig. First cast, I actually missed him. Second cast and hooked into him. This is an 11 incher. Doesn't really look like 11 inches, but good way to start off. First crappie of the day. Oh, let me see it. Oh, look, got one. Oh, I was paying attention to you. I set mine a little bit deeper just now to like 5 feet. Here's another crappie.
Nice crappie. There you go.
Yeah, I set that one deeper. Look, he swallowed that jig. BrushPile jigs. These probably like 8-9 inches.
Nice, good.
There he goes. Yeah, I actually set this deeper. It's like 5 feet now. Kind of hard to cast, but this water's so deep, it gets up to like 20 feet to where we can cast out there. Super clean water, that fish can see it from quite a ways. And right when I told you guys we had a nice ripple on the water, the wind just completely died out. You got one?
That's a good crappie.
Heck yeah. Yeah, that wind died down, which I actually don't mind. It's nice and peaceful out here. That's a good one.
Caught him on the cotton candy. BrushPile.
BrushPile jigs. Show him up.
Here we go, guys.
That's a good 11 inch.
About 11 inches.
Exactly?
Yep.
We got so many colors, so many options.
There's a good one. We're hooked up.
No, is that a... No, it's a crappie.
Crappie.
Yes, sir. Oh, I got bit. There he is. Doubled up.
Is it crappie or bass?
Crappie.
Oh, I lost my shoe. It's stuck in a rock. Hey. Here. My shoe's gone, yo. Hold on.
My dad lost his shoe. We doubled up on the BrushPile jigs, soft plastics. Make sure you guys go head over to Sharps Outdoors in Central Illinois, where I believe they have a website you can order them online. But these crappie love them. If they keep up like this, we're gonna end up catching like 50.
Now you just jinxed it.
I probably did. But no, seriously, there's so many crappie in here. Getting bit every single cast. Yeah, guys, so right here, right in front of me, it's probably about 3 feet deep. And where I'm casting is probably like 15 feet. Oh, I just got bit. I wasn't even working it. I was just sitting it there, demonstrating. Man. That's a better one too. But it's probably like 15 feet where I cast it out there, and we work it towards this way, and it gets to about 10 feet deep, and that's when a lot of grass is built up on the bottom. But like I said, this water is so clean, these fish can see it from quite a ways. And they just ate this plastic right here. I wasn't even working it. I was just sitting there talking to the camera.
About 9?
About 9, yeah, 9 inches. I never knew there were so many crappie in here. The only reason I know there are crappie in here is because we would catch them bass fishing. There's also catfish in here, which we've never caught except for bullheads. I've seen channels in here cruising along the banks. And, hey, that feels like a better one.
You must be right over a pile out there.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one there.
That might be the biggest one. Heck yeah.
We got a back on him, doesn't he?
Swallowed that brush pile jig. Good crappie. They are not hesitating. They are just completely destroying. He's bigger than the thing.
Probably 12. That thing's 12 inches.
Yeah, he's like 12. He's like a little over 12 inches. I'm using this chartreuse and white ghost hunter. I picked this one because the water's so clean, and we were catching them with our 3-inch white and chartreuse bass swim baits. 12-inch crappie, solid.
You get another smack on that color.
They're eating this one so good, I don't even have to move it. It's just sit there. So where I just casted it is probably like 15 feet deep. And as I start working it towards me, it gets more shallow. And that's where more of the grass is built up on the bottom. Because once you get too far out there, the grass kind of dies off. Just twitching that bobber, letting it pause, twitching it, pausing it.
A little bit of movement from the water on that bobber helps.
Yeah, it does. That's what I was saying. Them waves added additional movements to that plastic from that bobber going up and down, but since it totally died off, the action on that plastic only relies on us twitching it, moving that bobber ourselves. If you guys watch any of my ice fishing videos, you would know that I used these brush pile jigs a ton through the ice. We caught a lot of crappie and big bluegill and bass. I even caught a big catfish. These baits worked really well for those conditions, and this is the first time using them in open water. And so far, it's working out pretty well. There he is. Fish on. That bite kind of slowed down a little bit ever since that wind just completely stopped. I'm not sure what exactly the weight is of this jig head, but it's a white jig head, maybe like 1/8 of an ounce, but not big at all. Dude, those are giant bass. Oh my god. He's eating that crappie. Dude, that was like a 7-pounder. Dude, the crappie's right there. That's like a 9-inch crappie that bass was trying to eat. Dude, I'm not kidding. That bass was at least 7 pounds. I seen that was a giant head. I hope I got that on video. If you guys did not see that, what happened was I was walking over to switch baits, seen something swirl. I seen a crappie at the surface, and this giant bass came up to try to eat that crappie. All right, well, I'm switching up colors. This was a pretty popular color for me over the winter through the ice. Midnight shad. I caught a lot of big panfish on this. There's one, finally. Imagine that bass just comes up and eats my crappie on my hook. It's not a bad one. I think it's a black crappie. I'm pretty sure this is a black crappie, or if it's just because they're spawning, I don't know. But this looks just like the fish that giant bass was trying to eat. And that's probably a 9-inch crappie. And that's how big that bass was. Just hitting at that crappie on that surface. That was ridiculous. And I don't have any bass fishing gear with me because I'm going after these guys specifically. Man, dude. Comment down below if that's just a normal black crappie or if it's because of them getting ready to spawn. Because I'm pretty sure that's a thing. Could be wrong. I don't really know much about crappie. Also, that was the first fish on the, I believe it's the Midnight Shad, a color I was using a ton through the ice. Same soft plastics, BrushPile Jigs. And the fish were just destroying them. There he is. Fish on, fish on. There we go. Come here, buddy. Maybe 8-inch crappie. This nice purple and silverish tint, just a very subtle color. That white jig head. You got one? My dad's hooked up way down there. What is that? Tell him what color.
I got rid of that dark blue and switched over to more natural color, almost like a minnow.
White and blue.
First cast and hit it.
That's a solid one. That's
About 10. No nibble, he just took off. All the way on the bottom on the drop shot. Well, the wind stopped. Bobber wasn't cutting it. I had a drop shot rigged up for bass fishing. All I did was put a jig on it. And he hit that right on the bottom, first cast.
Dude, that's funny. A drop shot we were using with 3-inch paddle tails for bass. You just took that white and chartreuse BrushPile jig and put it on there. And that crappie ate it on the bottom. Which makes sense because once this wind died down, the bite really slowed down and we've only caught a few. And he was just chilling on the bottom. Got one. Finally. It's getting dark. I think it's a bass. Yeah, it's a bass. I guess I'll take it. Little, largemouth. Got one. Hey, got a crappie. Crappie. First fish on my new rig. I had to switch over to a slip bobber just so I can get down deeper. About a 9-10 incher. I'll take it. That's unfortunate how it just ended like that.
Well, tomorrow we need to come out here we need to be out here by about 4 tomorrow.
We'll probably just come back here tomorrow and
get here a little bit earlier.
Yeah, get here earlier. It was non-stop. When we first got here, every single cast we were getting bit. Again, huge thank you to Sharps Outdoors in Decatur, Illinois, hooking us up with all these BrushPile jigs. Man, crappie were smacking them. I think I got most of the damage done right there on that white and chartreuse. This one is called the Ghost Hunter. I got some on this more subtle colored Midnight Shad, the one he was using, blueberry. Man, just a ton of options. Got a whole bunch more we didn't even get to use, but I'm sure all these work just as well. Also, these nice hand towels right here. Got an orange and a green one. These hats right here, pretty nice hats, and also shirts. It's dark, we're done. Fish just completely stopped biting. That's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes it's on fire and it just completely stops like that. Cast after cast, we were just getting nailed. And then once that wind died off, the fish died off too. So if you guys enjoyed, drop a comment down below. If you guys enjoyed, Drop a comment down below if you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you want to see more crappie fishing, because I think that's what was more suggested on the channel. But we'll do more of it since we got all these plastics to use and we know a little bit of what we're doing. So enough talking, I'm gonna head out of here. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.